given, you will need to, as I was then, 40 years ago, I am strong. So God will preserve you when you are committed to work and bring his plan concerning your life to pass. He will preserve you. He will take out the giant on your behalf as long as you present yourself to fight. Let me close. And so we've seen the dangers, okay, the things that can happen. Like we saw the example of David, who thought he had arrived. But sometimes it's not even because you think you have arrived. Sometimes it is something you have not dealt with. And this is really important. Something you have not dealt with. You know, Moses led the children of Israel for 40 years. Many times, God will come and say, you know what? Allow me kill them. And I will raise people from you. And if that has happened, we will no longer have the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. You know, or rather, we will no longer have the children of Israel. What we would have will be the children of Moses. And all those times, Moses will fall down on his face and beg God on their behalf. Beg God. In fact, Moses will whine God. If you kill these people, the nations around will think that it's because you couldn't bring them into the land. God said, it's true. I said, okay. I will be managing them. I'll be managing them. God will kill these stiff-necked people. Moses was managing them. Moses was managing them. Moses was managing God. So one day there was no water. God told Moses, take the rod and go and strike the rock. And Moses did so. And water gushed out. And they drank. And then another day, the same thing happened. No water. Then God said, you know what this time? Take the rod. Stand before the rock and speak to the rock. Let's check what happened. Numbers 20 and verse 9. And Moses took the rod from before the Lord as he commanded him. And Moses and Aaron gathered the congregation together before the rock. And he said, hear now, ye rebels. Must we be careful of God, though? Hear now, you rebels. So it was only alone, you know, at least God has called them rebels before, so a bit too I can call them rebels. Hear now, you rebels. Must we fetch water out of the rock? And Moses lifted up his hand, and with the rod he smote the rock twice, and water came out abundantly. And the congregation drank, and their beasts also. And the Lord said to Moses and Aaron, because you believed me not to sanctify me in the eyes of the children of Israel, therefore you shall not bring this congregation into the land that I have given them. What a loss. What a loss. So sometimes it's not that as a leader you are not mature. In fact, you are. But there are certain character flaws that are there, unchecked, unattended to. We all know, the Bible said God speaks to Moses face to face, like a man speaks to his friend. God himself said Moses was the meekest man on the earth. Fantastic resume. But Moses had anger issues, which he never managed. Anger issues, which he never managed. It was in the anger he killed a man. You remember? It was in the anger that he came down. He saw the people worshiping. He smashed the thing. He didn't know that he was supposed to address that thing. Listen, there is nothing like, this one is my own weakness that I'm battling with, as long as it's a character thing. Nothing like that. It will hamper the person's leadership and progress in the day that you are not expecting it. Moses got angry. In fact, the Psalm, looking back, put it in a very interesting manner. Psalm 106 and verse 32. He says, they angered him also at the water of strife, so that it went ill with Moses for their sake. They were the ones that angered him. Don't say, you are the one that is annoying me. One day, I used to, married people now. Your wife says something. So, no, you are the one that annoyed me. And then my wife showed me this thing. And then my shoulder came down. It is maturity. When someone is provoking you, but you maintain your cool. That's when we know that, yes, this is a mature person. And God can do with you what he wants to do with you. Moses lost out. Quarter to enter. God said no. God said no. He begged God. God is an interesting God. He begged God. One day God said, you know what, Moses? Please don't mention this matter again. May God not tell you not to mention a matter again. No, don't mention it again. It's done. It's done. It's phew. Yeah, go and write your will. But Moses did something that was nice. I think I can close there. He said, okay, I accept. It's the risk of leadership. He said, but please, set a man over this congregation. Set a man over this congregation. And God said, okay, bring Joshua. Because he knew that without leadership, that generation again will run amok. He said, set a man. Set a man. And he laid hands on Joshua, and God sanctioned it. So there are things, people of God, that we all have to deal with. Young, middle, old. There are always things we need to deal with. There are always things we need to deal with. And it takes us back into the subject of accountability. There are certain things you can't deal with by yourself. There are certain things that you need someone to be able to look at you. Like, when we're doing, we used to call it gathering the crumbs at MIV. What you did, sir. Where everybody share what they gain. Okay? So when we're doing that, earlier today, some of the things we learned was, some of the key things that came back strongly to me myself was the issue of accountability. That there are certain things, because the thing about tithe in itself is accountability. That's the critical